dimly lit garage. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I dislike about my Toyota MR2 Spider. To try and make this video a little bit different than any other 5 things I dislike about my car type of video, I'm going to go through my 5 things as the daily driver, the owner of the vehicle, and then I'm going to call up some of my friends and see if I can get them to come over and take the car for a spin and rattle off 5 things they dislike about the car, and we'll see, you know, how those compare, being that they don't drive the car every day and I do. So that'll be kind of interesting. Now, if you haven't seen the things I love about my car, go ahead and check that video out here. And in that video, I did 10 things I love about my car. Now, today I'm only doing 5 things I dislike, and that's pretty much just because I couldn't think of 10 things that I really disliked about my car. So I guess that's a good thing for me. I really love it. But anyway, let's get right into it, and here are the 5 things that I don't like about my car. It has to be said too, guys, that on this list of 5 things I hate about my car, some of these are pretty nitpicky, I know, but honestly I just could not think of that many things that I really disliked about it. But with that said, we'll just get right into it. Number 1, I think I would have to say, is the fact that my car does not have cruise control. Now, I believe a couple of, like, the last year, maybe last year too, MR2 Spiders came with cruise control, or maybe it was an option, but mine does not have it. And I never really realized how much I used it in my old car until I didn't have it. So that's definitely kind of annoying for long road trips. And considering I picked this car up from about 12 hours away, that was a brutal drive back with no cruise control. But again, kind of nitpicky. But that's number 1. So number 2 on my list of things I don't like, I would have to say it's the storage space, or the functionality, the practicality of this car. If you haven't checked out that video either, go check it out. We did a whole video about how kind of impractical the car is, but I mean, it's pretty bad. There's hardly any storage in the front, and you have to take out the spare tire to get any storage at all. And there's the 2 cubbies behind the seats here. For me, they're kind of useless with these fixed back seats, but either way, they're pretty small, and you know, 2-seater obviously. So it's definitely not the most functional car, and there's not a lot of storage space. So number 2 on the list. So the third thing that I dislike about my car is it's revolving around the interior. Obviously, these cars don't have super amazing interiors, and I don't mind the layout or the shape or anything like that. It's more about the materials that bug me. You know, it's an early 2000s car, and there's lots of plastics, only a few padded spots. So that is kind of like a gripe of mine. I just wish the materials were a little bit better, but I understand it was affordable, it's lightweight, so I guess those weren't top priorities. But that is just one more thing that I dislike about my car. So number 4 on my list, guys, is the lack of power. It's not the slowest car ever, but it certainly isn't that fast. And here, let's just roll down the windows a little bit and downshift to get a little cool. Maybe you guys can hear it. So I mean, it's not too bad, but I think if this car came with another 100 horsepower, that would just be amazing. It would be on par with so many other sports cars at that point, and it would still, you know, retain all the awesome lightweight characteristics. So if it just came with a little bit more power, 50, 100, 200, I just think that would really step up the game of the car. Obviously in the future, engine swaps is always a possibility. I just don't have the money for that right now. But so yeah, if that was different from the factory, that would definitely be a game changer. So the 5th and final thing on my list of things I hate about my car doesn't really apply to me anymore, actually, and that is the stock seats. I obviously have these beautiful Sparcos here. They hold me great. They fit me like a glove, so I can't really complain. But the stock seats, they just don't hold you at all. I'll throw in some shots here of what those looked like, in case you don't know. But I mean, they just had hardly any bolstering. They didn't hold you in place. I had the leather seats, so they're very slick. I'm not a big fan of leather seats. And so, like, those were just, they just did not seem to fit this type of car at all, because this car is so capable in the corners, and there's nothing there to hold you in place. So I think that was a huge downfall that they did from the factory. Not to mention mine were that tan brown color, which I'm not a fan of either. I just was not a fan of the stock seats at all. They did not do it for me. That's why I think these seats are just, they really step up the bar for this car. I think the car should have had something more aggressive, maybe not quite this aggressive, but something more aggressive from the factory, because it's a go-kart basically for the road, and the seat just didn't do it. So that is number 5. So that concludes my list of 5 things I hate about my car. Of course, this list was kind of hard for me. I really love this car, I really do. But if I had to pick 5 things, those are probably the big ones. Let me know what you guys think about this car and what you dislike about this car. But from here, we're gonna jump home. I'm gonna get on the phone with some of my friends and see if I can't get someone to come over, and I'm gonna see if I can film them talking about 5 things they dislike about this car as well. And we can compare and contrast what they think, what I think, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. Also, I need to say before we turn it over to one of the guys here, I'm not telling them what my 5 things I disliked about the car was. I want to keep this really unbiased, so I want to hear what they have to think before I even tell them what I thought, and then we can compare, and that way we'll get the best results. All right, guys, so Christian decided to come join us.
Hello.
We're going to send him out in the MR2 and see what 5 things he dislikes about the car, and then we'll compare them.
Low life. So, my 5 things I don't like about the MR2 Spider. My first one is a pretty obvious one. It's the lack of storage. Jake currently has the front spare tire out, which gives it a little bit of storage, and it's not very practical carrying things in this car. The second thing I don't like about the MR2 Spider is the dot dimple pattern they gave throughout this car. You can see on the dash, the steering wheel, door panels, they all have this like dot dimply pattern. I'm just not a fan of it. So the third thing I don't like is the suspension. I think the car sits high, it has a fair amount of body roll in the turns, and it could just be improved. I'm also going to include the wheel size, the wheel diameter, being it's 15-inch stock, and I think 16-inch would be a lot more fitting for the car. The MR2 Flying Spider is so fast! I'm going so fast down this street! Oh, like scoops! The fourth thing I don't like is that it comes with a 1ZZ instead of the 2ZZ. I don't know why Toyota decided this, but I think it's a pretty big factor for the car not selling as much as it should have. If it came with a 2ZZ, I'm sure it would have sold a lot more. And finally, the fifth thing I don't like is the fact that the car comes stock with an open diff. Being a performance car, even though it doesn't have a ton of power, I just think it would be better to have an LSD instead of an open diff. So nothing in this list was a deal breaker. I still love this car. It's a lot of fun to drive, and I think more people need to discover them for being a great car. Now let's get back to Jake. And out of the sun. Oh! There's my car. Maybe I'll do 5 things I don't like about the 370Z.
Right, Krishna is back from driving my car. Go ahead and tell me the 5 things that you said real quick.
Okay, so the first thing that I said was the lack of storage.
Okay.
Which I assume you probably had that too.
That was on mine. That was on my list
so
as well.
That's something we have in common.
Yep.
The second thing was the bubble dimple dot pattern on the dash and around the car.
I said I didn't like the material, so, you know, similar,
Close.
but kinda, yeah, I feel.
I think my third was the suspension and the wheels.
Okay.
Being
I didn't
the wheels
say
too
that.
small and the suspension had too much body roll.
I agree with the
car
body
sat
roll
high.
part, yeah.
My fourth one was not having a 2ZZ.
I said more power, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then my fifth one was having an open diff instead of an LSD.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but I agree completely. Okay, so what you didn't say that I said I was annoyed that it doesn't have cruise control.
Oh,
These were kind of
didn't
like
think of that
these were
one.
my daily driver
That's
perspectives.
because I don't drive the car
Right.
all the time, so I
Right.
wouldn't know that one.
And I said I hated the stock seats. So those two were the two that were different, but that's kind of what I expected
Right.
to be different just
And
because
we
I
had,
drive it every day. He
like
doesn't.
ballpark, the rest was sort of
Pretty similar. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video on 5 things I hate about my car and 5 things Christian doesn't like about my car.
Right.
But so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up button if you did. Maybe we'll do one for the 370Z.
5 things you don't like about
Get the Krishna in there. Cool things are coming for the 370Z soon, so stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button to stay in tune with what we're doing, and we'll see you in the next one.